All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our gentle mornings. Today's class is meant to be a remedy for a long week, possibly a long couple of weeks, possibly a long month. Depends what you need. Um, but really, an invitation, as always, to take what you need from the class. It's a combination of yin, gentle, you know, gentle unfurling of the body, given that for most of us it's morning. If you're practicing this later in the day, later, then it might feel different. But in the mornings, our bodies can tend to be a little different, right? So work with your what your body needs and see if you can soften the sort of narrative that is in our, in the upper part of our bodies that tends to say, oh, I should kind of be doing more, I should feel more, or whatever version of that for you. So, remedy for a long week and an invitation to move in a way that, move and breathe in a way that nourishes you this morning. Um, and see what that means for you. For some of us, we might need to down regulate, so we might need to sort of bring stress levels down. But for some of us, if we've been feeling quite sluggish and and low energy, then we might need a bit more energizing. So just see what you need. Notice what it feels like to start the day like this, um, and enjoy. All right, we're gonna start on our mats, but seated. So go ahead, take a comfortable seat. We're just gonna be here for about 3 minutes, not too long. So cross-legged is fine, kneeling is absolutely fine. And we're gonna invite the body to start with stillness. So making any adjustments that are needed to be comfortable. And then as you allow the hips to become heavier on the ground, see if you can find some length through the spine, perhaps spreading the collarbone. And when you feel ready, closing the eyes. And if at any point this becomes uncomfortable, as always, feel free to open them. Relaxing the hands wherever they need to be. Palms down if you feel like there's a lot of activity in your mind. Palms up if you're feeling quite open today. And then soften the jaw, the forehead, the eyes, and let that softening trickle down into the throat, into the heart space, into our lovely bellies, into the hips, all the way down through the legs, feet, with the whole body, including your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your back, the whole body softening here while you're maintaining a steady and strong posture. Taking a moment to check in, how you're feeling, and what brought you to class today. What is it that you might need? Noticing how the breath flows in and out. And perhaps observe how simple it is to take a couple of minutes to ground, to reconnect, and what that may feel at the moment for you. What is it like? And then from here, asking yourself whether there's an intention you'd like to set for the rest of your day. Perhaps quietly repeating that to yourself, letting it become a small seed you're planting at the base of your heart so that it can flourish throughout the rest of your day. With your eyes closed, let's take a big inhale through the nose now, filling up the chest, the belly, the sides of the body, and exhale, open the mouth, let it go. And let's do that one more time. Big breath in, open the mouth, let it go. And then very gently, as you wiggle the fingers and the toes, let the eyes open. And this time, as you inhale, take a big breath and open the arms wide. Reach up, maybe look up to the sky. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling. Stretch up. And exhale, take it over to one side. Really press or ground the hips down onto the floor and press the palms away from you. Really nice. Inhale back to center. Lengthen here, and as you exhale, over to the other side. Lovely. Back to center. Inhale. As you exhale, release the arms. We're going to twist to our right. So you're going to take your left hand onto that left knee. Allow the chest to open to your right. You can stay here, or you can go a little bit deeper, taking the hand onto the opposite knee. Maybe turn the gaze to the back. Beautiful. Back to center, unravel, and all the way to the other side. Start gentle, and perhaps go a little bit deeper. Lovely. Back to center. Lean back. Give your legs a hug. Maybe the feet lift off the floor. And then see if you can round the spine. So from the side, it starts to look like you're hugging a big beach ball. Good. And then release. And let's come into all fours. If you're sitting on something, just move it to the side. Coming into all fours, spread the fingers and just start to shimmy the hips side to side. And then begin to take some circles. We're offering the body some space to wake up, movement in the joints, change direction. And as you do this, invite the breath to lead this. So you're moving with your breath. And then maybe you start to take some figure of fours. Not figure four, figure of eight. I don't know how you make a four here. But essentially, don't analyze it too much. See if you can start to allow the body to make the movement that it most needs here. You're exploring. Maybe you come into a sort of heart opening. Maybe you go into child's pose for a moment. Maybe a few cat cow. We're going to take about 4 more breaths here for you to move as you need. And if you find a tender spot and that feels good to stay, then stay. If you can relax the face, final couple of breaths. What do you need? And then after your next exhalation, you're going to come up into all fours again. Don't rush. And let's tuck the toes. And for a moment, we're going to take it up to a downward dog just to give the body a little bit of space. And maybe the feet are wide or as wide as your mat. Maybe you're bending the knees and then one by one moving towards straightening the legs. That's it. And then take a breath here. Inhale, nice. And open the mouth. Exhale, let it go. Good. And then lowering onto the knees. We're going to untuck the toes. Take the big toes together. Let the knees come wide. And we're going to move into our child's pose. Now, if you want to, you can use some support behind your hips, especially if the knees are feeling a little tender. And then come to child's pose. Perhaps the forehead touches the ground. If it doesn't, then create a pillow with your arms, rest your head on that. We are arriving at our first yin pause. To see what your body needs as it goes from gentle movement into relative stillness. Inviting the breath to come in consciously and travel into the back of the body here. And with every exhalation, your whole body can release effort. And in our little exploration for today, the remedy for a long week, a long couple of weeks, how can we breathe in a nourishing way? How can we move in a nourishing way? We're going to stay in child's pose, but we're going to add an optional twist. So if you're really enjoying where you are, please stay. If you want to explore the twist very carefully, just keeping your hips as they are, walk your hands a little closer so the upper body lifts, the head can lift. And you're going to take your right arm, turn the palm up towards the sky, and reach underneath your left arm and over towards your left. Allow the chest to open to your left as you lower the shoulder. Head comes down. And maybe that left hand is very carefully and gently pressing against the floor to encourage that twist. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you explore taking that top arm and rotating it around so the palm faces to behind you as you bend the elbow and seeing if you can hook it, take hold of your clothes or placing it somewhere where it can stabilize. Coming back to that nourishing breath. And how can the way you breathe be the remedy? And then from here, we're gonna swap sides if you're in the twist. So carefully, left hand comes down to support you as you lift up. Come back to center first. Pause. Keep your right hand where it is now, and then scoop the left hand underneath and reach over to your right. Play around with what's needed on this side with that top arm. And then after your, excuse me, next exhalation, lowering your right hand to the ground, press yourselves up. Come back to center if you've been in the twist. And then carefully, let's move forward and down so you're lying on your belly. And then let the tops of the feet come onto the ground. And just shimmy the hips a little side to side. We're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders and come onto fingertips. Lift the elbows and roll the shoulders back. Take the forehead on the ground. And as you inhale, gently lift the heart up. Just a tiny bit, and exhale, come down. Two more like that. Inhaling to lift. Exhale to come down. And then one more. Really nice. Exhaling. Beautiful. Now this time, inhale halfway, just a tiny bit, even less than before. And if you want to test this out, take your right shoulder back, look over to your right. Little twist. Good. Back to center, halfway down. Take your left shoulder back, look to your left. Back to center, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower down, create a pillow for your head. Rest your forehead on there. Let everything soften now. And then from here, we'll come into our full sphinx. So coming onto the forearms, elbows on the ground, palms on the floor. Good. Lifting the heart, and if you want to use a pillow or a block for the head, might be a nice place, especially in the morning. It'll be up to you. Otherwise, keeping the head up, but not too high. You don't need to lift the gaze too high. And see if you can, once you find the place that you want to stay in, see if you can relax the belly, relax the glutes, and relax the thighs. And then there's a sense that you are softening between the shoulder blades, so your heart begins to melt towards the ground. It might look similar to, Cobra when we do it in a flow class, but actually what we're experiencing is very different. You can stay here, or you can bend the knees one by one so that the soles of the feet are looking up to the sky. Be mindful of your lower back here. It's still morning. So if this is not serving you, lower the feet on the ground. Finding that nourishing breath here. Keep softening. Yeah, we've got about 30 seconds left. And from here, if your feet are up, you can lower them down, back onto the ground. Slowly allow the elbows to widen out. Lower the forehead onto your hands, creating that pillow again. Let the whole body rest. You can either stay where you are, you can press yourselves up and come into child's pose if you need to, or if you prefer, given it's morning, a downward dog here can also be a nice option. Your choice. We have about half a minute remaining, whatever you need. And from here, if you're in downward dog, lowering the knees to the ground and child's pose, come onto all fours. And we're going to tuck the toes. You might need to move into this differently. We're going to come into our squat. Now, I'm using the blanket. You can place something behind your heels, especially if the heels are not comfortably on the ground. If they are, then that's fine. You'll need the blanket. Take a moment just to see how you're doing and have the feet rather wide. That's it. Good. Now, the squat can be quite a lot for the knees. So you can do the exact same shape if you do happy baby on your back. So the exact same, it's just that there is no pressure on the knees. So from here, to come into our yin version of the squat, we're going to allow the hands to come down onto the mat. So palms facing up. And then we're going to encourage the chin to bow towards the chest. We're not pushing down, we're just letting gravity do its thing, which means that your back will be rounding, and that's fine. And some people really enjoy adding a little bit of weight onto the head. So if you want to try it, interlace the hands and place them at the back of the head. You're not pushing down, you're just resting the hands there. If it's too much, lower the hands to the ground. One more minute where you are. And from here, slowly releasing the hands, lifting the head, and come out as you need to. Some people like to come forward, some people like to sit back. So whatever you need. We're gonna end up, and if you're in Happy Baby, that you can join us. We're gonna end up sitting on the floor, probably on something with a little bit of lift, rolled up blanket or a cushion. And then we're gonna fold that right leg and allow the knee to open to the side. So the heel is towards the groin. And then allow that left leg to extend. That's it. Really lovely. So from here, you might want to give that left leg a little squeeze, a little massage. And if you need to support under the knee here to protect your hamstring or your knees, then go ahead. From here, we're going to keep the left hand close to that left leg as you come into a side stretch. So we're leaning down. Maybe the elbow is on the floor, or maybe the hand is on the inside or the outside of the leg. We're encouraging an opening in the front of the body, but we're not exaggerating this, right? So we're still in yin. You might stay here. I'll give you a few different options. You might use a pillow or a bolster by your left waist so that you can have a bit of support. And then you might take the top arm up and over, but still find the yin version, right? So we're not keeping it active, where maybe the elbow bends, maybe it rests against the back of your head. If it's too much, find the version that helps you the most here. Breathing down the side body, nourishing, steady breath. And after your next exhalation, that right arm will come down if it's been up and take it in front of the right foot, just in front of the groin. And then slowly you're going to use your left hand on the outside of the leg. Push yourselves up. Carefully come up to center. Pause here. Maybe even lean back for a moment if you need to. Notice how you feel. And then when you're ready, we're going to swap it over. So folding one leg, straightening it, the other one out. Take your time, maybe massaging that right leg. And then when you feel ready, coming into that side stretch. There's a lot going on in this shape, so just be mindful. If you want to test the arm coming over, you can. You don't have to do the exact same thing on both sides, especially with the shoulders and the arms. It really varies what you might need. Got 30 seconds remaining. Slowly. Once again, that top arm comes down in front of the left foot. Use your right hand on the outside of the leg and press yourselves up. Pause when you come to center. Maybe lean back for a moment. Really nice. Take your time. When you're ready, you're going to scoop that straight leg back in. And we're going to come um, into our forward fold here, into our butterfly. The soles of the feet together and create a diamond shape. So pushing the heels slightly away from you. And then use props if you want to, or with mostly practice without props. So you can come into that forward fold, letting the head bow, letting the back round. Feel free to use a prop to support the head if it's better for your neck. Notice if you are gripping, if you can relax the hand, soften the jaw, mouth. Mm. And then how can your breath become the remedy exactly where you are in this moment? We've got one more minute here. You want to explore going a little deeper, and this might be a good time. And after your next exhalation, gently rising up one by one, rub the legs and the knees together. Give yourself a little hug. From here, just putting any layers that you need for Shavasana. And we're going to, if possible, just look around and see if you can bring your legs up somewhere. So the edge of the couch is a really great place to do it. Obviously, if you have a wall, having the legs straight up can also be an option. Over a chair, the edge of the bed. See what you need. If you're using the bed or a chair, then wiggle in so that the backs of the knees are supported if possible, depends on the height. If you don't have anywhere to put your legs up, then Shavasana with lying down is exactly what's needed. So don't worry, don't analyze, take what you need. And giving yourself space and time. If you have found that you're putting the legs up and you're not quite where you want to be, then change it. Shavasana is really the remedy. This is the time that our bodies get to rest. Our bodies get to make sense of everything that we've moved and released. Let this truly be a time where you offer yourself what you need. Letting go of any control you have over the breath. Allowing yourself to truly rest here. And then very gently from here, allowing the breath to deepen, wiggling fingers and toes carefully and gently waking the body up again. If your legs have been up, then slowly taking the knees in one by one, maybe giving yourself a hug, perhaps rocking side to side if you need to. Without rushing, rolling to your side for a moment before you come back to a seated position for us to close the practice together. Once you find your seat, close your eyes, take the hands on your torso, perhaps heart and lower belly. Noticing the sensation of your hands on your body, and let it be a gesture of coming back to yourself. Remind yourself of any intention you set at the beginning of practice. And take a moment to celebrate the fact that you made time this morning to be here. Take a big breath into the heart, into the belly. And as you exhale gently, chin to the chest. Release your hands, let the eyes flicker open. And as you inhale, raise the head, raise the gaze. Thank you all so much. Have a really lovely rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.